right, Jonny Moseley here for Peter Glenn Skiing Sports, hanging out at Palisades, Tahoe, ripping around the mountain, testing out gear so that you know what you're getting into. So you can just concentrate on ripping and not on whether your gear is right. All right, this is the North Face GTX Insulated Dawnstrike jacket, okay? So the GTX means Gore-Tex, obviously insulated, you know what that means. And then Dawnstrike is the name of the jacket. Now, this is a medium. I'm typically a large, I'm 5'11", 195. This thing fits me great. It doesn't pinch me under the armpits. It's got a nice loose feel to it. The arms are plenty long, so I could go medium if you like the way this looks, or I could go large, either way. I just have a t-shirt under it, so maybe if you plan on bulking up, if you're, you know, middle of the country or East Coast, you might want to be able to put a puffy under there. Probably a large is what I would recommend. All right, now let me just get to what's so cool about this jacket. One of the things that we always struggle with here at Peter Glenn is insulated versus non-insulated. And, you know, obviously an insulated jacket is, you know, does its job, right? Keeps you warm. But then there's the bulkiness of insulation and, you know, is it better to just layer up as opposed to, you know, and use a shell versus trying to have insulation in your jacket? Kind of like having a CD player and the VCR the same, you know, in the same box. And when one breaks and, you know, you don't need the other one. Anyway, bad analogy. But I'm really psyched on this North Face heat seeker insulation technology. They figured out it's some material they use to insulate this jacket, and so it feels like just the right amount of insulation. Like it has a shell feel to it, but it's got this sort of eco-friendly recycled polyester liner that has a really nice soft feel on your skin, almost like a inside of a puffy. Goggle pocket, all that stuff. It's fully teched out with the wrist gaiters, the pass pocket, nice chamois on the chin, helmet, ski helmet compatible hood, so plenty big, nice and big, goes over. I mean, this thing's made to do it. This is kind of a hardcore jacket. Okay, one last thing. This is kind of a cool feature. It's kind of like tricky, techie stuff, but it is kind of cool. So in the snow skirt, they've got this hook, all right, and it goes with the pants, which I'll talk about in a separate view. And in the pant, there's like a little sewn in hook, sewn in snag or like cleat. And you take the hook from the snow skirt and you just snag it. You just snag it right there. And it kind of positively clips on there. And then your snow skirt's connected to your pants so you don't get any snow up the back when you hot tub, you know, off of Ice Goddess. And then I tested it out because I was like, oh, that's not going to be good for mobile skier if you're active. No, it doesn't feel, it doesn't pull. So kind of cool techie features. It's a laundry list of features on this jacket. They've done a really good job, put a lot of thought into it. So I highly recommend it, the GTX Dawnstrike jacket from the North Face. All right, I'm Jonny Moseley. Get the gear before you go. Have a great winter.